From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, October the 30th, 2019. A Palestinian woman tried to stab an Israeli border police officer stationed at the Tomb of the Patriarchs in Hebron this morning. The incident took place just outside the holy site when, according to the police spokesperson's unit, the terrorist approached the officer and was questioned. She then took a knife out of her bag, prompting other officers to rush to the scene. She then charged towards the officer and was shot and taken to Shaare Zedek Medical Center in Jerusalem in critical condition. An Israeli military court for the first time convicted an IDF soldier of shooting and killing a Palestinian during the so-called March of Return protests last summer. The soldier was found guilty of disobeying an order leading to the death of a 15-year-old Palestinian who was climbing the security fence between Gaza and Israel when the soldier opened fire. The military said the serviceman did so without receiving the required permission from his commanders and not in accordance with the rules of engagement or with the instructions he had received prior. He was sentenced to 1 month in prison to be served through military-related labor. White House senior advisor Jared Kushner spoke to Israel's Channel 13 this week following his separate meetings with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz. The channel aired the interview last night, led by journalist Barak Ravid, where Kushner indicated the sooner Netanyahu and Gantz were able to reach an agreement and form a government, the better.
Both leaders that I met with have a desire to try to move forward and to see how we could bring the country. The message that I was bringing was one that right now in the region there really are tremendous opportunities that we've accomplished over the last couple of years, but even more that we could be seizing together. So it'd be great for Israel to figure out how to form a government so that we can start working on all the big priorities and opportunities that exist.
Kushner also spoke of the U.S. administration's hopes to be able to present its peace plan for Israel and the Palestinians soon. Police in Berlin are looking into an assault on a 70-year-old Jewish man yesterday, reportedly targeted because of his faith. The Times of Israel cites police noting in their report that the man was, quote, unquote, anti-Semitically insulted by another man as he walked in the Karo neighborhood of the German capital. The Jewish man, the report said, defended himself verbally, and the attacker then punched the Jewish man several times and fled when passers-by approached. Berlin Mayor Michael Müller condemned the incident, saying such attacks can never become normal. French President Emmanuel Macron joined Jewish community leaders in Paris yesterday to officially open a new Jewish community center in the city. The European Center for Judaism is located on Jerusalem Square. It includes a synagogue and a large auditorium, as well as a gym and other facilities. President of the Consistoire organization, which is responsible for religious Orthodox life in France, Joel Merguet, said the center was an important statement in the face of rising anti-Semitism, calling it an expression of resistance, a desire to reanimate our community, for it to shine and open to the neighborhood, Paris, and Europe. U.S. Senators Republican Marco Rubio of Florida and Democrat Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut introduced the Palestinian International Terrorism Support Prevention Act of 2019 in the Senate last week. The bipartisan legislation would impose sanctions on individuals and governments that provide support to Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and other Palestinian terrorist groups. Rubio said, "I am proud to join Senator Blumenthal in working to keep America, Israel, and our other allies safe from threats." A companion bill was introduced in the House by fellow Florida Republican Brian Mast. The Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations welcomed the introduction of the legislation that they wrote would sanction supporters of Palestinian terror groups who seek to destroy Israel. Well, a friendly soccer match promoting peace and brotherhood was held in Haifa yesterday between renowned retired soccer players from Brazil and Israel, with Brazil winning 4-2 at what was called the Shalom, or peace, game. The coaches and players expressed their hopes that the love of soccer, played and loved by so many, especially children, across religious and cultural divides, could bring people together. The Brazilian players, who included such superstars as Ronaldinho and Rivaldo, also went to the Western Wall in Jerusalem and visited children at the Rambam Hospital in Haifa. Israeli high school students took second place at an international robotics competition in Dubai. Israel was among 119 countries competing in the first Global Challenge robotics competition. They took home another silver, recognizing their exceptional help to other teams. The winning alliance at the competition was led by 5 Syrian refugees competing as Team Hope. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, October the 30th at 7 o'clock. It's episode 1 of From the Aleph Bet. At 7:30, a meeting of a Jew, Sunni, and Shiite as Rabbi Eli Abadi speaks with Imam Mohammed Tawhidi and Ali Adi, who discuss Muslim-Christian-Jewish relations, as well as Israel and the BDS movement. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Ken Spiro, who discusses the Jewish understanding of God. At 10, former CIA analyst Kenneth Pollack talks about the changing nature of the Arab military threat to Israel. And coming up right after this newscast, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, October the 30th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.